Hi guys, Michael Wisman here. I should be live now. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Uh, Trying something new with this stream. So if you're watching this live or close to recording this, I've been streaming comics with my dogs where I read comics with my dogs and then talk about them with you guys. And I had tried something before where I talked about comics, like I would read a comic, kind of do a review about it and talk about it in depth, like a little short clip. And I would do like a little piece of art to go with that. Like for Absolute Batman, I just kind of did silhouetted art referenced from the issues I would be talking about. And then, you credit, if you ever do something like that, like referencing an artist like this, you always want to credit them, like after John D or Jan D. Lindsay. But, anyways, it was a fun thing, but it took a lot of work to make like the scripts for those like 1 or 3 minute videos or whatever. So I want to try something new because I really have been enjoying the live streaming with you guys. So I want to try putting those two together. So right now I'm checking out Absolute Green Lantern issue 1. If you're watching this live, it's still Black Friday where I'm at in California. So in America, it's a not like a real holiday, but like a shopping holiday, and it's the day after Thanksgiving, which is a holiday here. So, anyways, basically, there's supposed to be a bunch of sales, and I went to my local comic shop, Line Breakers, and they had some amazing sales today. They had 25% off anything new, like comics. So, like any titles that came out this week were still 25% off. And then anything that was a back issue or like older was 75% off. Like this issue right here was 75% off. And then graphic novels were 50% off, like hardcover and paperback. So I got a ton of stuff. I grabbed as many Absolute comics as I could. I got Absolute Green Lantern, Flash, Martian Manhunter, some Wonder Woman, some Batman. I got the Spawn manga. That looks really cool. I got that for $9, so that came out cheaper than Amazon. I think Amazon's right now is like $14, 13, $14. So that's awesome. And I got a whole bunch of cool stuff. But anyways, so I finally got to check out Absolute Green Lantern. And so far I've read the first like 3 or 4 issues. And I'm not sure what to think of it yet because it's all kind of like all the Absolute titles have been doing this where they all have this format where there's like the present story and the past story. So the present story for this series involves this character here and then this character here, Hal Jordan. The past story in this so far is like what happened to kickstart this story. Like, how did she get her powers? What's going on with Hal Jordan, etc. That's the past. Like, that's the subplot in here, the past story. Like, for example, in Absolute Wonder Woman, I'm on issue 7 of that, and the past story of that has been her upbringing in hell, like her growing up with her mother Cersei in hell. So, anyways, this one, the subplot's been taking a while to build, so I'm not clear on what everything means yet per se, but I am liking it so far. The art's fun, and I really liked Green Lantern back when they were very first introducing like the Sinestro Corps. I was collecting comics then, and the Sinestro Corps War, I was all into that. And then after that, when they did like the different lantern spectrums and they introduced them for the first time, like Larfleeze, the Orange Lantern, etc. And then there was the Blackest Night, right? And then after that, Whitest Day. I don't know, the Black Lantern and White Lanterns. But then after that, I'm way out of the loop. So I think the regular DC equivalent of her Is she the one that has like the glasses and the cool hair? Because I see a lot of art of her that looks awesome, but I don't know that I'm familiar with the character. But I do recognize, like, we get Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner, etc. So anyways, this first issue kind of just kicks us off into the middle of everything. And, you know, considering, like, in Absolute Batman, that one starts, like, A Efficurt 52 Akin says hi. Hey, what's going on, man? Talking comics tonight. So this the story in here, like the past and present stories are a lot closer, because like with Wonder Woman you have her now, and you have like her whole like growing up from a baby, and with Batman you have Batman now, and then like growing up from a little kid, as Superman now versus being a little kid and Krypton, etc. So with this one, the story now and what happened to kickstart this whole story are not that far apart. They're not like years apart. This is much closer. My and Amet Turkey. Hey, thanks for tuning in. What time is it over there? It's nighttime over here. So basically, this whole thing, if you're familiar with Green Lantern, the regular lore is more or less usually that a Green Lantern alien crash lands on Earth and dies or is injured in such a way that they need to give their powers, like pass their responsibility and powers on. Like their ring, like if they die, their ring comes off. This one doesn't fit, so I had to make a little foam one to make it fit. But their ring comes off and find someone worthy to replace them. And so typically that goes like Hal Jordan gets the ring from Abin Sur. But in this version, oh, Chris Williams says hi. Hey, Chris. So in this version, is something similar happens where Abin Sur is an alien and he does come to Earth, and but he's not dying. I don't know. It's implied that he has some sort of responsibility. Like he's here to do something important, but he's not good at explaining why. So the gist is that an alien arrives in a small town and puts up a force field. I know there's like a show that has a similar premise. Chris Williams says, how do I make a live? I have a bunch of comics. Just push the plus button, like if you're going to upload something, and live is one of the options there. So in this one, a green bubble, a green force field encapsulates this town. And what's kind of spooky here, right when that happens, you kind of get this scene where a biker is coming through town and doesn't know. Here it is. Doesn't know, you know, this force field's up, and boom, collides with it and explodes. So the town, the past story is how the town is reacting to what's going on. You know, this alien showing up and trapping them, and they're not sure if the alien's here to kill them or what, because he's talking to them, but he's not making a lot of sense. And the powers in this version are not as clear cut as the regular one, where it's just like a construct from the ring. Like there's something more wonky donkey going on. So that's the past story, and then in the present, whatever has happened in the past has affected two of the main characters so far. Hal Jordan has been infected with some sort of black presence, and Joe, this girl, has been infected with some sort of green presence. So he has this black hand and she has a green light. Now that hasn't been fully explained yet. However, I am liking it, and I'm kind of getting like alien vibes, but also kind of like emotional, elemental, like Eldritch vibes. So it's been really cool so far. So anyways, I wanted to try seeing what I could learn from the art of this comic. And if nothing else, have a good time relaxing and enjoying my comics with some friends. So I have this little sketchbook here. I just bought this, I think this one's either from Walmart or Hobby Lobby. It was just a couple bucks. A little hardcover and pages. I put this in here in case there's any bleed through. And it's got a little pencil holder and a little strap and bookmark. I like this cover. This is the A cover, like the regular cover for Absolute Green Lantern #1 by Ewing and Jandy Lindsay. The colors. Who's the colorist on this one? Colors. Oh, if I could get the page going, come on. Oh, Lindsay did the color and the art. Nice. Wow. Lucas Gattoni on letters. Great job, guys. Yeah, so Lindsay did the art and the colors for this. How cool. Let's see. So, I haven't done this in quite a while. But, oh wait. I thought I was going to give myself, there we go, 1 page. Alright. We got this kind of triangle, but almost like a trapezoid. I guess that's kind of like a triangle. Okay. And her arm is behind that. And her arm's behind that. Also over her shoulders here. Alright. And we got this arm back here. I should have started over there, but that's okay. We got this arm back here. Going into sort of hand. And coming up. She's happy. Okay. Her leg coming out. Chest through. Hair. Coming over. Okay. And need a jacket. No, too much. It's just coming back. Here, maybe. You want the jacket to flare out like right. And maybe a little bit of that. Okay. And we got this flapping back here. Alright, and we got the jacket back here. Well, it's more up here because we got this here. Fingers here. This jacket strap here. Alright. And we got our finger. So. Let me make sure this is... Oh yeah, we're doing good so far. This is just a highlighter. I like the green. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Palmer. 1, 2, and flare. That. Yeah, go big. If anybody else has started reading Absolute Green Lantern, let me know what you think. Pretty much I've heard the same thing from most people. That Strawberry Jam 430 says, hi. Hey, how's it going? I've heard from most people the similar thing, more or less, that if they tried it out, they did a few issues and then kind of dropped it, which I understand, because this is another book that's kind of relying on like a mystery paying off for its subplot, like its backstory. And like I said, we don't know Abin Sur's motives or explanations or powers or anything yet. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm liking it so far. Alright, what should we do next, guys? Also, I don't think the ring is like this. I'm wearing a regular one because, you know, they don't really have absolute merch beyond the comics right now. But if I'm right, I think her ring is just like her wedding ring, like a gold ring that's glowing green because it's infused with that energy now. But I don't think that's like actually... I don't think it's like actually like this, you know what I mean? Alright, how about let's do this. Oh. Excuse me while I drop supplies. We got a needed eraser. Oh no, there I go. There I go. There I go. Go. I think I stabbed it. I sure did. Oh well. Got my pencil. I forgot who I was watching. There was an artist I saw them drawing, and they took their pencil and they wrapped it. I want to say, was it like duct tape or maybe just masking tape, painter's masking tape, but they wrapped this to be thicker. And then I've also seen some people use like the grips from like tattoo machines and such. So what I did, because I'm on a budget, is I just used like, let's see if I have one over here. Yeah, like a regular pencil grip, like this one. And then that was big enough to fit inside of these like makeup sponges. So I cut it so that like because there's only a hole on one side and the other side I think has like something. So I cut that so it could go through, and now it like fits perfectly. and it's like soft and squishy, but you can hold it. That's why the idea is that you're using more of your wrist and more of like the base of your knuckles, you know, because if you're constantly doing this like on a regular pen or pencil, if you're constantly like me and you are holding it, you can already see the tension here. Like that doesn't hurt me, but you can visibly see that like doing this for 8 hours a day versus this is much. And then also, if you ever seen like classic animators, like if you can get smooth, I'm not any good at this, but I'm just saying some stuff I've heard. Anyways, get the thumb here. Got the top of the hand right there a little bit. There we go. Fingers. I like the way her fingers are like not only like they're not she's not just pointing straight like Superman. There's kind of like a flare to it. Like her knuckles are going up and then her fingers are flaring up. Looks cool. Get the palm here. Let's see. 1, 2, into the third. So 1, 2, into the third. 1, into the third. Yep. Yep. The ring. Sorry, I know it's a little hard to see the pencil on the highlighter right now. This is one of the trust the process moments. Her arm. Alright, let's do her head. She looks so cool. I love her face, like her expression and her eyes, and the sharpness of like her nose and lips. Oh, no, it needs to be more pointy than that. Let's try that again. There we go. Much nicer. I can drop this down a little bit better too. Here we go. All right. How low is her face? We got like half? A little lower than half. Sorry about that, guys. Internet cut out for a little bit there. I was talking about Absolute Green Lantern 1 earlier, and sketching from the single issue I picked up for Black Friday. 75% off. I think the retail right now is what? $4.99. There's a book here. All right, I got some rough pencils in there. Using the netted eraser to get some of the pencil off there, like, so I could still see it, but so that I don't like smudge that around as I go in with more materials next. I like the foreshortening on the cover here, on the hands coming out. I love the symbol too, the simplicity of it, and how it's just like a projection on her chest. I love, like, in the regular Green Lantern comics when they do that too, like sometimes on the ring or on their chest it'll have like the image projection or after image of like that. It looks so cool. All right. Let's figure it out. I haven't drawn like this in a very long time, but I still like it. I find it relaxing when I do it for fun. You know, I had something crazy happen today, by the way. I pulled out my old copy of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. I've had it for 20 years or so. And I was tripping out because starting, like, only in the first three chapters, chapters 1, 2, and 3, I noticed that, like, there was a lot of blank pages. And at first I was like, that's weird. And I wasn't sure if something was missing or what. But I think what happened was somehow over the years, even though I kept it away out of the sun and everything, I think somehow those pages faded away and it looks now like nothing had been printed on those pages. But I remember there being the stuff on the pages. Like, an example is one of the pages in the first chapters that has like all of the tools you're going to use or whatever throughout the book. Um, that page is like completely white now, like as if nothing had ever been printed on it, which is crazy. Has that ever happened to you guys? Have you guys ever had books that like you open up and the pages have faded in such a way that like they just look gone now? That's a first for me. And I don't think that's normal because you know there's like books that are like hundreds of years old and they don't do that. So I don't know what's going on with it. Dun 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 dun. I think Green Lanterns always had like a cool power structure. I wonder how it's gonna like play out in this absolute version. It seems different so far, like a little bit, but guess we'll find out. Love how sleek Lindsay made the face look slender but slick, you know? Looks cool. Oh, she's got earrings. Little circle earrings. I'm not trying to like copy this image or impress anybody. I'm just trying to shake off some of the rust from having fun with art and trying to enjoy my comics for more than just their reading value. I like enjoying the art and trying to appreciate like the art, because these artists, especially in comic books, they put so much into this that goes unnoticed. And it's kind of like a lot of art forms where if you're doing your job right, a lot of the hard work is the stuff that most people just glance by, but like on purpose. So sometimes it's nice to take a moment to just slow down and try to appreciate these guys and what they're doing. Because I really enjoy comic books and reading them. So I want to take the time to appreciate the people that make them for us. So thank you guys. It's cool that like nowadays in 2025, as we're recording this, you can like reach out a lot easier to people. Like a lot of artists have their own social media accounts. Like the little smirk he gave her on the cover. Looks so cool. Cute. Oh, he's really good at drawing lips to look real voluptuous. Not me. it. Oh. Shadows at the bottom of the sleeve there. Back when they were first introducing the different lantern ring colors and the spectrum, I used to think a lot about like what ring I would want to be. And being young and angsty, red lantern, orange lantern seemed pretty cool at the time, but the more time has gone on, the more I think I'd be okay being a blue lantern, like being a support lantern and helping people. That's not so bad, I don't think. If you guys could have your own lantern ring and color, what would it be? Let's give her some more energy now, yeah? Kind of crackly, messy. I think it looks cool. Almost like fire. Not quite, you know. Give me 1 second, guys. I forgot to grab a white pen. I don't think it's in here. Nope. Alright, give me 1 sec, guys. I'll be right back. I need to find where I left the pen at. I will be right back. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. This is what I was looking for. White pen. So I could add some more details and highlights in here. Why is this not working? Excuse me. I'd like to get faster at this, but I'm hoping that comes with practice, right? Ideally. Isn't it like magic watching like the professionals do it, like comic book artists? I've been at cons where I'll just sit and watch someone draw. Not like all up in their face, but like if there's a spot to sit to rest my feet, like along a wall or something, and I'm near a booth, I'll look over and just watch them doing their thing, and it's incredible. Like I said, it's like magic. Let's see. A lot of stencil for some circles here. Got some like electrical. Well, it's not electric, but the crackle in there looks cool. There's also a lot of these triangle bits. Like something shattered, maybe the energy. And of course, can't forget the best part. This little word. You know what? I've had enough of this pen. I have got a better idea. I know what I want. Alright. Gonna do this again. Yeah, ditch this guy. Let's get these guys going. These are acrylic water-based paint markers. Let's see what this looks like. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm liking these paint markers a lot better than the gel pen. I think I'm at the point now I could just have fun with it. Don't need the reference anymore. Not that it was that accurate to begin with, but yeah. Sorry if that spiked the mic, peaked the audio. I didn't mean to do that. Try to blow a bit of dried paint away before it settles, you know. Alright, let's see how well this white one works compared to that other one. Oh, okay. Not too shabby. Sorry if I'm blowing too close to the mic there. I'm trying to get the paint to dry. Oh, well, that didn't work. I guess I gotta wait a second for the eyes to dry there. Mm-hmm. Getting all my supplies organized again while I wait for the paint to dry. Alright, how about that Green Lantern logo now? My favorite part. Alright, let that dry for a sec. And then I can go over with the white paint and it'll really pop. Like the energy and the flow. I wonder if I could get more like those. I know these dots are higher, but I don't have any in mind. I kind of want some. I'm doing pretty good, not getting dirty this time. That's what the gloves for, so I don't get everything dirty, but, you know, sometimes. Oh, that's a cool star effect I missed too. Alright, not too shabby. Got the cover, my sketchbook, I like it. Alright, check this out. I wanted to try this out too. So when Ab and Sur arrives, the presumably Green Lantern, he's in a ship, or I think it's a ship. It might be something else, but I'm pretty sure. Check it out. No spoilers yet, but something happens that makes this ship crash land on the city we're in. And the ship is shaped like a three-dimensional Green Lantern symbol. See? Isn't that crazy? And what was the other thing? Sorry. Oh, that's right. Ab and Sur. Looking like a full alien coming down. Let's see if I can fit the spaceship on here. Actually, I'm realizing I'm kind of getting very hungry all of a sudden. Maybe I should take a break for now. How's that for Absolute Green Lantern 1? If you guys are reading it, let me know what you think. I like it. I like the energy so far. I'm excited to see what her powers can like actually do, you know? I guess we will find out together. Check it out. Those paint markers dry pretty quick, huh? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, hey, not too bad. I was gonna try to do multiple drawings per issue, but like I said, I'm not as fast as I want to be yet, so this might have to be it for issue 1 for now. Here's my little sketchbook sketch entry for Absolute Green Lantern issue 1. I did the cover this time. I want to try doing Ab and Sur and the spaceship too, because I think they look so awesome. But for now, this has been Michael Wistman with Friend Fiction, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to read your comics and support, your local businesses. Shop small this weekend for Black Friday. I got this again at my local comic shop, Line Breakers in California. So, you guys have a good one. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.